Welcome to GISTUBE TV first. Let me just do that here. Subscribe to this channel. Just subscribe already. I mean, if you've been coming or you're new here, don't worry. You're in good hands, in safe hands. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video already. I promise you're going to enjoy it.
Chief Wasiu Ayinde found himself in a bit of a, I don't even know how to put it now. Guys, welcome back to this channel. If this is your first time here, well, welcome to the channel. This video, we are looking at what recently transpired with Wasiu Ayinde, Alhaji Wasiu Ayinde, right, at the airport in Lagos while he was trying to board a private aircraft, to get to Lagos. Now, there's been different sides of the story, and while the FIFAN, the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, while they initially suspended the pilots that were involved in the incident, they've also now come out to condemn what happened on the 5th of August 2025, right, in Abuja. It was trying to get to Lagos. So they were supposed to go. He attempted to carry alcohol, basically, on flight. And they were like, you cannot carry. I'm just giving you guys a summary because some persons are saying, oh, Wasiu Ayinde has displayed a lot of, rude behaviors and all of those things. Some people have said that, oh, Alhaji has done things that make it seem like he's capitalizing on his close relationship with the president of the country. You understand? Or that because of his status in the society, not just relationship with influential and affluential persons in the community, but his status himself, because he is a maestro when it comes to music and serenading people. He is good at what he does and he gets global recognition for it. So I mean, it might be banking on, people are saying, or maybe he banked on that. No, it's to say that you can't stop me from taking whatever I have on me on a private aircraft that I am renting, I am paying for this. Some persons seem to think that is why it happened like that, right? So apparently, according to the Nigeria's National Civil Aviation Security Programs, liquids exceeding 100 mils are not permitted through security screening unless medically necessary and properly declared. And he knew. So they told him that, we have to know what you're carrying on the airplane, right? You can't just bring what we don't know. We need to know what it is. But he refused to let them know what it is. And so the two persons came to meet him to say, security official said, Alhaji, we need to know what you're carrying, or we cannot carry it. And all. I don't know the tone and whatnot, but according to the videos that we saw and speculations and reports, he was angry, of course, and so what's the word now? He poured the liquid on them. Right, like, this is, you want to know what it is, this is it, and then he poured it on the officer that was asking him to declare what he was holding, and then of course it turned out to be alcohol that he poured the content on this officer. And after doing that, they were like, oh, you have to get off the plane. I mean, this cannot take off. You can't go nowhere having, done this. And so he went to stand in front of the aircraft saying, well, these aircrafts cannot go without me. I mean, it's a private aircraft. If I'm not on board, it is no leg. Like, what are you doing? Where are you tagged? Where are you going? Right? I am the passenger of these aircraft. And so, although the pilot was not cleared for takeoff, the pilot taxied. Right? Maybe not cleared for takeoff, but according to the person, they said, okay, they can clear you to taxi, but not necessarily to take off. Taxi is when they are trying to, gain momentum on ground and they are moving before they now finally, go up in the air, and then they are reaching all of this altitude and, the cool things that airplane can do. So the pilot then decided to taxi. And because Wasiu Ayinde was standing in front of the aircraft, if he did not run, the plane would have hit him, and maybe it would have met, is I don't know, unaliving or something like that, something similar. So maybe it would have been left in, maybe it would be in the hospital or something now. And everybody, they had to run, including Wasiu Ayinde himself, because I mean, something as large as that. I feel like from the video itself, the tires almost hit him or something like that. And then he ran for dear life, left in front of the aircraft. And the next thing they did was, they suspended the pilots that were attached to the aircraft who had, done that stunt. But you understand that might be in retaliation to, the things that Wasiu Ayinde did. And I want to assume that he also said some terrible negative things to these security officials, these air controllers, and the pilot and all of those things, for them to take such an action. But at first they didn't say nothing against the fan. The Federal Airport Authority didn't say nothing against Wasiu. They just suspended the pilots and all of those, making it seem like they were on the side of Wasiu Ayinde. Another persons are like, okay, yeah, what happened? The tags in and all of those things is actually sort of like an attempted murder, because why would you want to do something like that? You know that that's such a dangerous game to play. If the reflex was not fast enough, you would have hit him and something would have happened. You might have a lawsuit in your hands now for committing something against Wasiu Ayinde himself, Marshal, a very well respectable, notable member of the society. Others are saying that does not, because he's a notable member of the society, does not mean he can get to do terrible things to other persons who he thinks are lower than him and get away with it. So at the end of the day, they escorted him out, because they're like, the flights will not take off, we will not go anywhere because of that, what he did. So they escorted him away from that place. And some people are like, oh, the police is even scared of accosting them. See Oshomole's incident, at the end of the day, they had to go quiet. These people think they own Nigeria, and the reason they are bent on destroying the country by propagating bad governance and by conversing for people that will indulge their bad behaviors. Another person is, why suspend pilots? Someone said for attempted murder, and that said that video is an evidence. It is dangerous, I understand, but this person is now saying our elites and politicians make things too far. They take things too far. Why stand in front of a plane? Why does he think he doesn't? If he doesn't fly, other students, and hope he will be penalized too. You see the way things are going. Nigerians will resort to more self-help going forward because they don't trust the system for justice no more. Anyways, that is what has happened. From Wasiu's point, we've not heard anything, right? We've not heard anything from him. They've not maybe publicly addressed it. Only fan have addressed it, and the video and evidences that we've seen. Someone is saying, as far as I'm concerned, from my point of view, K1 behaved in a manner as seen exhibited by Lagos Union touts that block moving buses just to collect money. 2, he was feeling tough, thinking he could stop a whole plane and its passengers were already seated. The behavior is not that of an elite. If it were in an organized country with working law and order, he sure would be arrested and prosecuted for attempting mayhem. Another person is saying he was just acting tough, and the pilots also had to show him that he is crazier than him. Others are saying they should have just called the airport police. What the pilot did was so dangerous. Now God say make it bend down. That's true, because of the the what is it called now? The wings and all of those things of the plane. It really, really hit him. Another person is saying, what if they hit him and somehow he died? Would they do jail time? And the correct one, no, they will definitely do jail time if the plane had actually hit him in a bad place and he eventually passed on, or something major happened to him. Someone is saying Wasiu Ayinde KWAM1 is a very arrogant person. That character flaw would effectually put him into trouble. He thinks he has connections in the high places. Someone says, I feel very bad for someone like him to have behaved in such manner. Another person is saying anybody that has connections and money feel like a god over others in Nigeria. So this and many more are some of the comments that we've seen people, reacting to the incidents between KWAM1 Wasiu Ayinde and airport officials and pilots at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja while he was trying to return to Lagos on the 5th of August 2025. I'd like to hear you guys' opinion on it. What do you think about the whole situation, right? Because it's not the first time a lot of persons have alleged that KWAM1 behaved very rudely to them while they were doing this and when they were doing that one and all of those things. So do you think it's indeed a character flaw like that commenter said, that social media user said, or do you think it's a one-off thing and you can't really blame him because he had frustrated him, he had refused to disclose? This is not like, do you understand? And we're insisting like, oh, because you have this thing, you're not going to get preferential treatment. We need to know what you're carrying on board. I'd like to hear your opinions on that. Should they have just respected it and just shown them and moved on? If they said, oh, you need to check it in or you need to dispose it, you could have disposed it rather than just pouring the content angrily, albeit angrily, I want to assume, on the security official. I'd like to hear what you think. I've mentioned that. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching this one, and bye.